Yep, that's me, Franny.
Hi, welcome back to Franny Tings. This is episode 2, but I'm gonna be so real with you guys. I actually recorded another episode 2, but it was way too vulnerable. I was like crying and it was like a lot. It was about my breakup and like what happens in the relationship. And I honestly was like, you know what? Like the world doesn't need to know so much information. So I scrapped it, and it's honestly been like 5 months since I recorded episode 1. I'm not even gonna hold you. I have been so in my head. I've been in such a weird funk. I don't know what's going on. I call this my goo phase, and the reason why is because I saw this thing on TikTok, of course. My whole life is on TikTok. And it was this girl saying that before a butterfly becomes a butterfly, it's in like goo and it's in its cocoon and it's like an ugly process, but it eventually becomes a beautiful butterfly. So that's kind of how I feel right now. I think the dust settled. It's been 9 months since my breakup, and now it's like, all right, I went through all of that. What now? You know? So this is what this episode is going to be about. This is going to be about my personal experience with healing, in a breakup, or sorry, healing after a breakup. And this is just my personal experience. You could take it like a grain of salt. Everyone is different in their own healing process. What helped me a lot during mine was hearing other people's ways of going through it. So I'm going to show you and tell you my way I went through it. So for context, let me give you some backstory. I was in a 4-year relationship, and I learned a lot. It was my first big girl relationship. We moved in, we had 3 apartments together, and things didn't work out. So right now it is May of 2026. This happened like end of July, early August of 2025. So during that time period, for like, I would say a year and a half, maybe more than that, I was like really down bad internally. I was super unconfident in myself. I doubted myself so much. I was very insecure. And I just became like very depressed, even though on the surface it didn't look like it, because I was like working out and I was like doing all these things, but internally I just was not happy with myself. And that honestly took a toll on me. So when the relationship was kind of coming to its end, in a way, it fucking sucked, but in a way it was kind of a relief, because I honestly felt like I needed to go through and rebuild myself alone. Because being in a relationship and trying to do that is, especially when you're not with a person that makes you feel safe or feel seen, it's very complicated. So I was in that relationship for 4 years. We broke up in like August. I had to move into my parents' house in the efficiency. If you don't know what an efficiency is, because you're not from like South Florida, an efficiency is basically like someone turned their garage into a little apartment. So I lived there for 3 months. In those 3 months, I was like saving money just to like, because I was like, I told myself, I'm not living here forever because I don't want to get too comfortable. I want my own space. Like, a part of being single is exciting, is like, like having your own space, and like, especially in your womanhood. I think every woman needs to go through like being independent. And I was low-key really scared when I was in that relationship. I was scared that I was never gonna experience it, because I'm like, damn, like I always wanted to like live alone, but right now is the time. So I was living in my parents' efficiency for 3 months, and in those 3 months, girl, like I'm so happy that I had my parents. Even though we bumped heads a lot, they were there for me through and through. And I think it honestly brought us a lot closer together. I think now that I'm not living there, and now they see me as like an adult and a woman, our relationship has gotten so much better. I'm actually always over at my parents' house. I'm always calling my mom and like updating her on my tea. So yeah. And during the breakup, like, also for context, there was 2 weeks that we had to like share the apartment because we decided, well, whatever, we decided to end it 2 weeks before the lease ended. Not my decision, but that's the way it happens. And so we were kind of like sharing the apartment, and in the days that it was like his turn to like stay at the apartment, I would stay at my parents' house. And honestly, like, there was no better place to be extremely depressed because it felt like home. Like, you know, it felt like it was the house that I grew up in. It felt like I needed to be there. And I guess to go into it, the first few days were really, really hard. Of course, it's like, you know, you have to like completely start living your life without this person. And one thing about me, I don't know if it's because I'm a Cancer, rise up my Cancers, I'm a July 9th baby. Once someone doesn't want to be in my life or they've wronged me in any way, like, I will exit you out of my life, not just physically, but mentally. And this is like, I don't know if this is healthy or not, but I like Eternal Sunshine people. Eternal Sunshine is a movie with Jim Carrey. And basically he does his procedure to wipe his ex-girlfriend out his mind, and that's kind of what I do. I'm not gonna hold you like it is what it is, babes. And so the last conversation we had, he basically said that he thinks it's best to like we're not together. Immediately after he said that, I was like, okay, I need to start getting rid of these memories because I know that like I'm not gonna hold on to it. Like, I can't. So literally right after I unfollowed him or stopped sharing my location, I deleted Instagram for like a month, like the actual app, because I just couldn't physically, like, mentally do it. Like, I couldn't show up in any capacity on social media. And I didn't want to like see his stuff, and I wasn't ready to like delete all my photos. It's a process. When you break up with someone, you have to go through all your photos, delete them, block them. At least that's what I did. So for a month I was like off social media, but like, I was really trying to get rid of anything that reminds me of him. So like any, I don't know, like clothes or like things that just reminded me of him, I was like, okay, no, like, I need to exit this out of my life. Something I do regret is I deleted all the videos and photos of like all those 4 years. The reason why I regret it is because I have so many memories. I went to so many places, and I don't have now anything to show for it. So I kind of do regret that, but yes and no, obviously. Like, yes, because I wish I can go back and see like when I went to like Disney or something and my outfit was really cute. But yeah, I wish I would have stored it in like a hard drive or something, but I was too heartbroken, so I just deleted everything. And honestly, I just was taking everything day by day. Like, I would cry a lot, and something that I would do that I still do to this day is record myself. So let's say if I'm like, I'm super in my head and I'm super overwhelmed, I'm like, I just need to like talk it out. So what I do is I'll prop my phone up and I'll record myself talking to myself, literally what I'm doing right now. But this is like cutesy in HD, and I look so beautiful, like like, babes, I'm gonna try to find the video because I think I still have some. I'll show you like a snippet of like what I mean. I was down bad in the trenches, babes, like bad, and I would sit there however long I needed to like spew and talk about it for like an hour and a half. Like, my memory is like clear me out, fucking give me a laxative, babes. Whatever. So yeah, I would do that, And honestly, it helped a lot. Also, talking to my parents helped a lot. Talking to my friends. I think during this time frame, I had such a good support system. Um, I had my family, I had my friends, and something that a lot of people say not to do, but I'm the total opposite, is beat that dead horse, babes. Like, keep talking about your breakup till you are so annoyed about every story that you have. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, I, till this day, will talk about certain moments that I know that I have said before in front of my friends, but like, it's a different perspective. Like, now I can talk about it and laugh and like be like, girl, like, what the fuck was I thinking, and like make it almost like a form of being relatable with my friends. But in the beginning, like, girl, I don't care. I was like talking about so many situations with my friends, and the thing is that for them, it low key was like one of the first times that they ever heard like these issues that I had in my relationship, because I didn't really like talking about the serious issues that we had, because I was like, damn, like, number one, I didn't want them to have a skewed vision of who he was, which already is in itself a red flag, right? Like, were the problems that bad that I'm like, oh, if I told my friends that he stole money from me, what are they gonna think of him? That's not a lie, unfortunately. But like, things like that, obviously that's not a good sign. Now I know, moving forward in my future relationships, I want to be with someone, or like, I want to be able to tell my friends like my issues in my relationship. And usually those issues are not going to be a make it or break it situation, because we either talked about it already and I just wanted to vent with my friends. Like, the things that I was like telling my friends are like, yeah, like, they weren't good. Like, no wonder why I didn't want to tell them. So I guess their POV was like, holy shit, first of all, I didn't know you were going through this. I didn't know that it was this bad. Like, I knew you guys would fight, but like to this extent, like, I didn't know. So it was shocking on their end too, but beat that dead motherfucking horse. Like, that is literally one of the biggest things for me, is like, keep talking about it. And honestly, not only about breakups, but like, for example, grieving is another one. Like, I know some people are different about grieving, and honestly, grieving is very similar to a breakup. You're grieving someone that's alive, which is like, honestly, very hard, because it's like, you have an option to call them, you have an option to text them, but morally you can't, or you shouldn't, for your sake. And that hurts a lot, like a lot. But when you're grieving someone, sometimes what happens is that like, people get uncomfortable to talk about a person who has passed or something along those lines. And sometimes people need to talk about it or want to talk about it. It's really just up to the person. So if they're inviting you to a conversation about their loved one that has passed, like, open that up, ask them follow-up questions, like, give them that space to talk about it, because it's almost like not looked upon, because you're like, oh, I don't know, I feel uncomfortable, like, it's a touchy subject. Like, the point of life is to feel, and we have to feel these things. We have to go through the hurt and the pain just as much as we go through the happiness and the love. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but we have to be there for each other during those moments. And I'm the type of person that I'm a questions girl. Like, I will follow up with questions. Like, if you're telling me and you're giving me like a piece of your vulnerability, I will open up that, I guess, like, space for you. And if it's getting too much, I will, one, read your body language, and two, just be like, if I can ask this question. If not, let me move the fuck on. Anyways, that was like a whole other lesson. But another thing that I was having a lot of difficulties with is how I go about this at my grown age of 28. I have been in a few relationships this obviously was my longest one, my most adult one, I would say. And I always was the type of girl that, babes, I had a rebound. Yeah, like it's bad, but I was that girl. Like I would get out of a relationship and be like, whatever, time to hit up this guy and, get on the apps and do whatever I wanted. And I remember that this time around, I didn't want to do that. And the reason why, there's so many things that go into it, is because in that relationship I was in, and overall my whole life, but specifically in that relationship, I realized how much external validation I need. And I want to try to like refrain from that as much as I can. So, for example, in that last relationship, like, if I wasn't happy or if I was like jealous or whatever, like I wanted him to like see me and tell me like I'm beautiful and like all these things, when in reality, like I needed to be the one to have that within myself. Like I needed to have confidence within myself to know that, like, whatever, if he's looking at another girl, that girl ain't me, and whatever. There's a lot of things that go into it, but point is that I didn't want to rely on external validation, and having a rebound or like posting on social media to get attention is like not what I wanted in that moment, so that's why I also deleted Instagram for like a month, because I was like, okay, no, like I want to reframe my mentality when it comes to this. So instead, what I did was like, I was on TikTok a lot, but I would oh my god, what's the word? I molded my For You page to like healing TikTok, like post breakup healing TikTok. And that helped me a lot, because it helped me see other people's perspectives. Like, out of like all my friends, I didn't have so much relatability, because a lot of them haven't gone through a similar situation as me. Maybe a few have, but I felt very lonely in that. I felt like I couldn't really have a shared experience with someone, or have them understand exactly what I'm going to do. So I relied on TikTok a lot to make me feel seen in that way, versus like filling a void of like posting a thirst trap and then getting attention, and then like either that or going on these dates to just fill the void, right? I didn't get on the apps until literally last month, and it's been 9 months since the breakup. Like, I told myself I did not want to have that to fill that void until I was actually ready to date with intention. And honestly, these apps are trash, let me tell you. Girl, the dating market, it has me rethinking my whole life. Like, I have been contemplating on dating girls, because the men, whoo, girl, you love me now. Yeah, so dating apps are hard. I've been using them honestly as like bits, to see what bits like land. And by bits I mean like being funny. Babes, I have so much comedy. Babes, I'm ready for a fucking stand-up show. I'm ready for my Netflix special with all the fucking content I'm giving these men, and then they don't give me shit back. What you doing, ma? Can't believe you single, ma. How was work today? Girl, get out of my face with that. Ugh. Anyways, so if you're a woman and want to date me, let me know. It's my first time. I don't even know if I am full. I could be half, but I Men scare me. You know, it didn't occur to me that when I go on dates, I could possibly die. Isn't that so fun? Girl, I can't. Anyways, so external validation. I would highly recommend post breakup, focus on yourself, whatever it is that you got to do. For me, it was finding hobbies. Like, after I would say like 2 weeks of like going through it, I was like, all right, time to wake up and time to like focus on myself. What do I want to do? What has Franny been wanting to do that I left in the relationship that I'm like, damn, I gave it up, you know? So in my relationship, well, I love dancing. I love dancing. It's like my favorite thing to do. I love going out and I love to dance. I don't even have to drink to dance. Like, I'll have a good time. If there's good music, I'll have a good time regardless. So in my last relationship, that was like a big thing because he didn't really like dancing. Not that he was like even a bad dancer. It's just that he just didn't, I think he was scared of being perceived. And me, I'm the very opposite. Like, perceive me. So that was a big issue, and we took one salsa class because I was like, okay, in order to spice up this relationship, like, we need to try each other's hobbies. Like, I want you to try dancing, and then like for me, I could go play basketball with you. Obviously not like with the boys, but like shoot around, you know, like whatever. So that's what we did. We did one class, but the one class wasn't like together. Like, we weren't dancing together. We were dancing like the basic steps. Then we did that one class. We never went back. So for my hobby, I was like, I want to do salsa classes. Like, I really want to like know how to dance salsa for real, babes. Like, I'm Cuban. I know how to dance salsa, but like not, you know, exhibela and all that shit. Now I know. Now I'm a professional. Now you see me at fucking Vivo in Dolphin Mall, babes. Now you see me breaking it down on the dance floor with everybody's man. Just kidding. Nah. I'm very, very respectful. So I'm just kidding about that. But point is that I started going to salsa classes. I started going to Dame Salsa here in Miami. Shout out you guys. I'm gonna make a little clip about this. But Dame Salsa, so much fun. The instructors there are so cool. They're young like us, so they can key. So much fun. It's very, I feel like it reminds me of like dance class. You know, I really like how they break down all the moves, but we also have a lot of fun, and everyone there is there to like have fun and be a community. It's very community driven, this environment, and like I needed that. And like, even not gonna lie, it's been like 4 months since I haven't gone. I went yesterday. No, not yesterday. 2 days ago. I went on Tuesday and it's Thursday. And it felt like so much fun. I'm like, damn, I need to come back. Like, I'm going tonight to a salsa event. Pull up. Later you'll see. And yeah, so I started taking salsa classes. I was taking it religiously. It's every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I was going every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, babes. Like, I was dedicated. There were some times that I would go like once or twice a week, but for the most part, like, I had my salsa friends, and like I would pull up early to catch up on what I missed. Like, it was giving community. So I did that, and that helped me so much, not only to like, you know, get out of the house and like have a hobby, but also to like, I was meeting new people. And something that happened in the relationship is I became so unconfident that like I wouldn't even like going out, and I wouldn't even like talking to people, because I was like so in my head, because my ex kind of made me feel crazy. Like, he made me feel like I was like a horrible person, low-key. So I always thought that I'm like, you know, if I wasn't here, things would be better, because everyone just thinks I'm horrible. Like, obviously that's not the truth. Everyone loves me, and I love everyone. So I became way more confident in talking to people and like, just like being myself. And like that is a huge part of healing, is finding who you are. Because I would say most relationships you do lose yourself, and that's something that I don't want to happen again. I really want to have the confidence to like speak up for what I believe in and not lose who I am and what makes me who I am. And what makes me Franny, a part of it, is dancing and having fun and being extroverted and talking to people and, like checking up on people. I love that. I love being that person. So that is a part of my identity. So if I lose that, that's a huge part. That's a huge loss on who Franny is. So it's kind of going back to your roots and understanding what you love to do. And honestly, it all comes down to like your inner child. Like when you were little, like what is it that you enjoy? Did you enjoy coloring? Did you enjoy skating? Did you enjoy like making sandcastles? Like I found in this healing process, I had to tap back into like little Franny and what she loved to do. And what she loved to do, a part of it was dancing. And I also like I would do a lot of things by myself as a part of my healing journey, was like doing all the things I wanted to do without having someone there. It would be nice if my friends can tag along, but I wasn't going to stop going to events and stop, doing the things I wanted, like have a beach day or like paint or whatever. I wasn't going to wait on anyone. And till this day, like I'm still like that. But now it feels a little lonely because I've been doing that for now 9 months. And now I'm like, okay, I think I want a little friend to like key with me. Like I've gone to the movies so many times by myself. Like, girl, I've done a lot of things by myself. And I live alone too, and I work from home. So like there's a lot of time for me to reflect, and sometimes like it can feel overwhelming, and it's just nice to like talk to somebody because girl, I be going crazy. I talk to Binks, my cat, but he's like, girl, leave me alone. So don't be scared to do things alone on your healing journey is my next thing. Don't be scared. It's gonna be okay. I'm sure you always meet someone that's also doing the same thing you're doing, is being alone somewhere. I went to this Valentine's Day event, Valentine's Day, which, doing something alone on Valentine's Day is a little scary because everyone's out and about, everyone's coupled up, and you're like, so that was a big challenge for me. I looked real fucking cute. I went to this event, shout out Third Spaces Miami, and I was nervous because I was going by myself, and I met this girl at the event, and she was alone too, and we literally were having such a good time. We danced all night together, we kikied, we drank. Like, she's so iconic, and like, period. Like, I love that. So don't be scared to do things alone. And also too, like, don't be scared to like try to interact with people around you, because that's where friendships happen. So that was a big part of my healing journey. It still is. It's still something I practice. Body image and confidence. So something in the relationship that I was really struggling with is like my appearance. Like, I started the relationship, being like very skinny, and then I gained a lot of weight. And that's something that I always was like sad about and like crying about and insecure about. And, I feel like now that I'm not in it, I feel very confident in who I am, to the point that no matter what I look like externally, I just want to carry that same amount of confidence. Because for the longest time, I was always telling myself, like, I'll be happy when I reach this weight. I'll be happy when I can fit into these pants. I'll be happy when I look a certain way. And in reality, like, girl, happiness comes from within, and you have to choose it. Like, you have to be it. Because if not, you're always going to long for something that you don't have. And that's exhausting. you're like running on this motherfucking hamster wheel. Like, no. I was so tired of it. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm hot. I'm a hot ass bitch no matter at what weight. And I look good. I have boobs, I have ass, I have thighs, like face card lethal. Like, I'm gonna be a plus size model, babes. And like, what about it? Like, what about it? Yeah, what about it? So, like, girl, confidence really truly comes from within. And like, I have been surrounded by so many women that are extremely skinny, and they'll sit there in a bathing suit and be like, oh my God, I look so fat. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, girl, please. Like, I can't. So, honestly, confidence comes from within, and that's something that has to be practiced. And even like the things I would tell myself before was so mean. I was so mean to myself. Like, I was really mean to myself. And like, now I'm not mean to myself anymore. Like, now I can talk to myself as I would a friend. I would never tell a friend you're fat. Like, I would never do that. And then when I am in my head about something, I'll, talk to myself as I would a friend. Like, being honest, being real, but still, like very, very open-minded. And just, it's so crazy because the things I would tell myself before were like unwell. Like, I was unwell. And, that's a part of life, is unlearning those things. So, yes, being confident comes from within, babes. Let's see. Okay. I think I said this already, but I kind of want to touch on this again, which is like being okay with being alone, and like truly being alone in the sense that's like you have to reflect on your own traumas and your own issues, because I think having a support system is great and amazing. However, I think we always need that moment to ourselves, because a lot of being in a relationship is learning how to self-soothe, and like in any relationship, work, friends, family, and that's something that I have been doing a lot of work on, is learning how to self-soothe. If I'm like getting really angry or really upset, I like try to take some deep breaths, talk to myself more, just be more mindful, and knowing this is the moment that makes a change. This right here, either I say something or I don't, that's what is going to make me grow. So having those moments to yourself is very important. Learn how to self-soothe. Like, I'm all for support, but like we also need to learn how to, get us back to the baseline on our own. I saw this one quote on TikTok and I'll never forget it, and I'm still living by it. And he says, when you're going through a breakup, that's your whole world. Your whole world feels like it was this relationship. So when you are healing and you are doing these things for yourself, you have to learn how to build a world that is bigger than what that world was. So if you think about it, for me, that world that I was in that relationship with felt like Earth, right? And the world that I had for Franny felt like Pluto, very little, not even a planet. She's just a little girl. So I needed to make my Pluto into Earth, into Saturn, into Mars, whatever. I just had to make it bigger than what that was. And by, getting out there, doing the things you love, like doing the things that your inner child would do, meeting new people, like traveling, like that's something that I've been wanting to do. I still haven't crossed it off my bucket list, is like a solo travel trip. I've done like a solo like spa day, but I haven't done like an actual trip by myself. Those are the things that make your world bigger, So that's something that I live by, and I always never forget that because it's so true. And then I guess we can end with what I'm still working on. What am I still healing with? So something I like to say is like, my breakup is like a full-term pregnancy right now. It's 9 months. For me to think that I'm fully healed is a motherfucking lie. That's a lie. Hey, that's a lie. Like, when you think about the amount of time that you have not been with someone, like, that equates in my brain to like, I don't know, like a human life. Like 9 months is like, okay, you're about to give birth. Like, I'm about to give birth to my breakup. When it's a year, babes, that's still a baby. You know, it takes a long time. It takes a long time to heal. And you know, the deeper the roots, the more time it takes to heal. Like, that shit was 4 years of my life, seeing that person every day, living with that person for 4 years, 3 apartments. That's a long time. So you have to give yourself grace. Like, you know, if you think about them, if you cry still, like, all of that is normal. It's normal. Like, I can't, like, I don't know how people just like move on so fast from these relationships. Like, I don't, to me, it's, that is, you're filling a void, and also like you're just like trying again, filling a void and being like, all right, next. No. So it's only normal. I think it's only normal to literally like have those moments, even if it's been a year, even if it's been 2 years. Like, you have an inkling of your ex and you're like, damn, like, you know, that's okay. So yes, that is something that, you know, I'm working on. And also something I'm working on too is like figuring out what I truly want. I feel like I have a good understanding of what I want in a partner. Now more than ever, I feel like I'm very sure of myself. But now I have to figure out what Franny wants for her future, for herself. Because a partner is one thing, for myself is another thing. Huge that I'm learning is giving myself permission to live. For the longest time, and in the beginning of my healing journey, I was so scared to like fuck up, if that makes sense. Like, I was so scared to like, you know, get super drunk one night and like call my ex, or get like super drunk and like hook up with a guy and like crash the fuck out and like go crazy. Like, I was so scared of like making a mistake. And not only that, but I was just scared of like, I was just trying to hold it together too much. And I think I'm at this point that I want to live. Like, I want to be able to go out, and if I go out and there's a hot ass guy, like, and chemistry's good, like, period. Like, I'm not gonna judge myself for doing something like that. And again, for the longest time, I wasn't living. I want to live. I want to be able to be okay with making a mistake and be okay with telling the tale. I want to be okay with that. And for the longest time, I haven't been doing that. And I'm giving myself permission to live and to, you know, have a fun night, have a spontaneous night. Like, do your thing, girl. Live. Because what happens is, let's say I don't know, I meet the love of my life tomorrow. Am I going to regret not living life and not doing those spontaneous things that I've been thinking about and I've been wanting to do? And now I'm locked in forever. I think about that a lot. I'm like, there's so many things I want to do. I want to go on a solo trip. I want to go on multiple solo trips. I want to travel to Europe. I haven't done that. I want to travel so many places. And I want to, like, you know, get a taste of these men in Europe. Like, what is that like? Of course I want to live. And if I meet the love of my life tomorrow, that could look different. I want to be ready. I want to be like, all right, live my life. Ready for the love of my life now, you know? So give myself permission to live is what I'm working on right now, and making mistakes. Okay, and then the last thing I want to do is reflect. If you would have told me 9 months ago, my life now, hey, so you and your ex, whatever, broke up, and you're living in an apartment, it's really cute, like you have such a cute view, you're like doing the thing, you have your family, your friends with you, like you traveled for work and you did amazing productions with really big brands, and like now you're working on becoming a model and you're gonna be modeling soon. Like, how do you feel about that? I would have told you that is not my life. Like, what do you mean? And the reason I say this is because when I was going through my breakup, I remember the night that it happened, I sat outside in the balcony, and it was a beautiful view. It was a beautiful night. It was like 3 in the fucking morning. It's a beautiful view. And I remember telling myself, like, am I ever going to have this for myself ever again? Like, I thought it was so far away. Like, my reality of like living by myself was like far, far away. And the fact that I made it happen in 3 months is wild to me. Like, I really just trusted myself and gave myself all the confidence I needed to make that happen. So, I know in life it can feel like the end of the world, especially when you're going through a breakup. It's really hard. Whoever says that breakups are not hard are lying. And whoever says that you can just what is it? I used to say this all the time. I'm not even gonna hold you. To get over someone, you need to get under someone. That used to be my motto. Not anymore. Get under your own self. Love yourself. It takes a long time to heal, and it's really hard. And mourning someone that is alive is extremely, extremely hard. And for the people that keep their exes in their life, that's great. I commend you, because that is hard. Unfortunately, I can't do that. All my exes are non-existent in my brain or on my phone or in the digital space. I have blocked them all from my life. And I don't think they're bad people. I don't think they have bad intentions, but that's just the way that I decided to cope with it. And yeah, I would say things will get better, and they're probably sooner than you think. So just be positive about that. Know yourself well enough that it will be okay. And girl, it's okay to not be okay in the meantime. It's okay to cry every day. It's okay to be down bad. And girl, I get it. I get it. It's bad. But it will get better every single day. And mainly work on yourself is the biggest thing, I would say. If you're ever in doubt, rewatch Insecure. I have seen Insecure in these 9 months 3 times, rewatched it. And the reason why is because I've realized every single stage of my healing has been a different season. Obviously, season 1 was me fresh off the breakup. It's crazy because she was the same age as me, almost same amount of time as she lived with Lawrence, insane. And now she's the phase that I'm going through right now is figuring out my personal life. And that's I think season 2 or season 3, where she's trying to discover who she is, and she's starting up the block party. That's where I feel I'm at right now. And she's going on dates, but it's not her main priority. That's literally me. And I love Issa Rae down, down. That's my girl. I also want to say that I'm here for you. I know that sounds very cliche and very dumb, but I truly, truly want you to know that whatever questions you may have, if you're going through a breakup or if you just need advice or want to vent, babes, I'm here for you. I know what it feels like to feel really alone, and I don't want anyone to feel that way because it's extremely hard. So just know that you have a friend in me. You, even though we may not know each other, or even if we do and you're like scared, tell me. Like, let's talk, let's FaceTime, let's DM. You can text me, call me if you want to reach me. For real, I get it. And just know that you have a friend in me, and I love you so much, and you will get through this if you're actively going through a breakup and you're actively healing. If you're, it's been a while, I'm so proud of you. You're here to tell the story, and things are just gonna keep going up for us girls and guys and they thems, because this is an all-inclusive space. So I'm so proud of you, and I love you so much, besties. And stay tuned for the next episode. If you have any ideas of what you want me to talk about, let me know. I'm more than happy to get some opinions. But yay, thank you so much for watching, and I'm very grateful to have this platform to speak my mind, and the fact that people are listening, even if it's 2 people. I'm very grateful for that. So I love you so much, and have an amazing day, night, whenever you're listening to this, or an amazing drive if you're driving. I love you, and follow me everywhere at Franny Tings on TikTok and Instagram, and YouTube. Love you.